by a lady, and she handed me these two pamphlets, and she said, "Stand up and fight. You know, it's time for a revolution." And it was an Edomite. And so I'm looking at this one, and the dude's name with a bald face, red hair. His name is Bob Avakian for Black Liberation.
Black liberation.
He's for Black liberation. First of all, I took the documents and just kept it moving, and but that's offensive because I don't see a black person in this room. I see brown people.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they don't get that, and they don't want to get that.
But they don't respect that. They'll say, don't say K-I-K-E, or don't say this this word or that word. But as soon as we tell, as a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, don't call me so-called black, don't call me so-called brown, or don't call me African American, they just negate that and just do it anyway.
Well, you know what? I would actually prefer a brown. They would say these brown people over here versus these black people.
True.
All right, I wouldn't even be upset at that. But nevertheless, he's for Black liberation, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Esau Edom is in no way, shape, or form for our people in any way whatsoever. All right.
I got second interest.
It's like, I just gotta say, I always want to say now, but I don't want to be called brown either, because I'm not a fucking color. I got a nation, man. If I tell you I'm an Israelite, call me what the fuck I tell you. If you don't honor that, I don't need nothing you got to say out of your fucking mouth. Salakia.
No, that's just.
That just makes me mad, because we're reduced to colors and kaleidoscopes. We're reduced to everything but our true nation. And if we protest, it's nothing. Just like the meme I seen last week. It said, it showed a picture of 9/11. You'll never forget. The Holocaust, we'll never forget. And something else we'll never forget. But then you got slavery. I forgot about it. It's 100 years ago, 500 years. Let it go.
Oh, we was talking about that on the expressway where it says 9/11.
Yes.
We will never forget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the spirit, because this morning I woke up, I turned on the TV, because I had a room last night. Why was they talking about 9/11 on TV?
Because yesterday was 9/11,
right?
So that's what they're celebrating. But let me read. So this guy Bob Avakian, okay. Look at this dude, man. You can pass it around. But then this one here says 9/11 and the U.S.'s 20-year war on terror. So basically, what they're saying is that all that is bullshit. And then this one is about Texas ban on women having babies, not baby making machines. So it's just madness, man. Let me read this real quick. It says, "Break the chains, unleash the fury of women as a mighty force for revolution." Texas, goddamn. Abortion on demand without apology.
So let us murder without apology.
Without apology, which is Esau's MO. So they're actually right in line with that. It says Revolution Club mass meeting. So this is a revolution club. New people welcome. Join us Sunday, the 3rd of Sunday, 3 p.m. September 26th, 1857 East 71st. This might be that same chick.
That chick, that the name reminded me of him.
Oh yeah, she did. Bob Avakian.
Yeah.
So this is probably that same group, that little chick, that little what was she from? Yugoslavia or something? That little chick, Luca. Her name was Luca.
How you on the south side? That's the.
Why they in the hood? Right.
That's the
That's
hood.
18. That's just past Halsted. In between
No,
Halsted.
that's not-
I mean,
that's
just
east.
past. I'm sorry, 1857 East.
That's past
So that's just past Stony's, right?
Stony 16.
That's in between
Stony
and Jeffrey.
Mhm.
All right. So it says.
It's like it ain't no Edomite communities out there. If you want to go Edomite community in that area, it's none.
So that's just another form of BLM and Antifa, which are really white organizations. Look, or Edomite organizations. Black Lives Matter is an Edomite and LBGT lifestyle letter organization. It is not for so-called black people. All right, but it says, or contact us online Zoom link to discuss why revolution is never necessary to liberate women and to make plans for the revolutionary contingent of October Women's March. See, this place got to go. Fuck the courts. Fuck the legislation. I am not an incubator. Do we get out of this mess? Revolution, nothing less. That's and so revs.com. So that spirit of revolt against everything
Rebellion.
which is right. You got that spirit of revolution that Americans are having, and then you got this women shit in the midst of all this, where all the things are being done. They worried about having babies, something that they were set up to do. Their bodies were made to do.
Hold on, you can check this out.
You looked it up?
No, this a post I made, and they got mad about that post.
All right. This is heavy though. There is, as a matter of fact, send this to me, brother. It says there is no life in the womb, just death and sadness every 4 weeks, unless a man puts life into it. That's heavy. The man carries his life. He carries seed. His 2 eggs, testes, carry living, moving life forms that are being nurtured and maintained in this natural incubator that regulate temperature. Woman is not God. Ooh, I love it. Yeah, because the man has to put that life in her, and then she's an incubator. That's it.
They was mad at this post, and they was giving me hell about it and talking shit. Women, even the woman didn't even want to talk to me because of this. She like that
Well,
post.
good.
I said,
You,
okay.
right. You were better off not talking to her anyway.
Right.
I got this is Second Ezra, chapter 15, and I'll start at 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." It says, "For the sword of their destruction draweth nigh."
This is like it started again.
God, this is Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and
Woe
them
to everybody. First to the world of the Israelites, because that's the real world according to the Heavenly Father. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. But subsequently, the destruction was prepared for the Edomites and the heathens, and subsequently the 2/3. So woe to all the 2/3, woe to the heathens, and woe to the Edomites. The Most High says woe, which means calamity, destruction, plagues, the 4 sword judgments, man, going to you.
woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
And it's here. All of the time we've been praying and fasting and begging the Lord to come fuck up America and fuck up this world, the so-called planet.
And he's doing it.
And it's, I mean,
And he's doing it.
perfectly.
In defense.
It says, "And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. The course of their actions shall stand in their power." That's what globally you're seeing, those seditions. But like even like the elder said in Isaiah 19 and 2, the Lord is putting that spirit in these Egyptians to come against their fellow patriots. Because remember, the so-called rights, all right, they were set up so that Americans could basically mount militias to overthrow tyranny, and tyranny, especially nowadays, So as their freedoms are being questioned or being revoked, they're the ones that are going to be for the revolting, man.
They're looking at the same sort of oppression that Jake's been getting all along, and they don't like it. Now they don't feel good.
If I may, I'm gonna play this, and I don't know. I'm gonna pull it over by the brothers, and I don't know if you can hear it. Wonderful. I'm gonna try to see. This is I did the lesson. That's how I said he is complaining of an ungodly father. Seditions are here, and this woman, you'll hear. This is the sentiment of how really Edomitish people are feeling when you hear how if you listen to her voice and the anguish in her voice. How about listening to Biden's message the other day? I'm just gonna play it and let you hear it.
Dictator Biden.
Biden.
Unlock it. Wow.
This shit is over. Her cries are sweet to my ears.
Now, could you pause it for a moment, brother? Where were those tears when we were in slavery?
Oh
Right.
no!
this place, which was set up for her to live so deliciously for free. Said all the foundations of her society was built up for free on stolen land, stolen from one part of our family, and built up by another part of our family.
That scripture. Psalms 94. I'm gonna start with 1. How long should the wicked, Yahweh? How long should the wicked triumph? How long should they utter and speak hard things and work iniquity, boast themselves? They speaking hard things. That's what Joe Biden did last night. All right, boast themselves, work iniquity, boast themselves. They break in pieces thy people, O Yahweh, afflict thy heritage. They slay the widow and the stranger and murder the fatherless.
Right.
And yet they say, Yahweh should not see, neither shall the God of Jacob regard it. All right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we don't care about we happy your shit coming down.
That's
But
right.
I'll let it play just a little more just because she said something that's apropos to the title, that this is war. And that's and I'm going to let it play a little bit more.
Fox News. You bastard! You fucking care about Fox News? You bastard! You fucking out of touch motherfucking bastard!
Can I say something real quick? Hey, and another reason why they mad too is because a lot of these Edomites, they trusted in Biden.
They voted for
They
that.
voted for Biden. All right, and now Biden is. And we said this dude is gonna show his horns
He's
when he
the-
get in office.
He's that scorpion on the toad's back going across the river.
God,
You know,
Biden-nator.
he's that one. They got out to the middle because it made sense. It made sense. The scorpion's like, the turtle, the toad, whichever one. The story is told with both. But the toad's like, man, I'm not gonna give you a ride, man. You're gonna sting me. And the scorpion's like, no, I won't. If I do that, then we'll both drown. And so he thinks about it and it's like, okay, and all right, then I'll give you a ride. And then when they get out in the middle of the river, he stings him. He feels the hot sting, and he's like, man,
Nigga, what
why'd you
happened?
do that, nigga? Now we both gonna die.
I couldn't help myself.
And he could exactly. That's his nature. So Esau that's his nature, to be a snake, to be a serpent.
Who will pity
The fake Jews were once called the serpent people. That's where they get all this. You got these people running around believing in the Nephilim and the reptilians. It's saying that the fake Jews are reptiles and not real people. My damn chiropractor really believes that shit. Even my Irish dude, he believes that they really are not human, that they're snakes and they're wicked. He really believes that shit. And I'm like, no, they are serpents. They were once called a serpent people, but that's because they're serpent-like in nature, not because they're. But I can't explain it.
It's analogous. Goddamn.
This is Jeremiah 13:23. Can an Ethiopian change his skin or a leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. All right, and that word accustomed, it comes from the Hebrew word H3928, which is lamad, which means trained in, learned in, disciplined. That's his discipline. You know what I'm
Wickedness.
saying? Like, what's your discipline? Your discipline in fighting?
And poison.
Well, no.
Exhibiting poison. Oh, yeah. Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Right. You ask somebody else, another art.
He's a poisoner.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's trained and he's learned in.
Over in Australia, they just came out and on their declaration of the venom, they actually say it's a poison, and they actually say it's a poison, and it's mandatory. And I got that I just didn't do a lesson on it because it's so.
Well, I just did a lesson, and the 2 videos that I used in the lesson, they deleted the video.
See, that's the reason why I didn't put it up.
No, they deleted the videos that I used.
Oh.
They didn't delete mine.
Okay, yeah.
They deleted the information that I used.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Because people on the comment board asking for the videos, and the videos are deleted.
Beautiful.
And they were just 2 shorts of basically of people in the spirit of revolution.
Beautiful.
So I'm carefully watched and scrutinized. Yeah. So they went and found, and I didn't even show the videos. I just let the soundbite play, and they both were less than 60 seconds.
Beautiful.
YouTube went and found those 2 videos and deleted them both because they didn't want to see the emotion like you playing this one. You don't need to see that. I did the same thing you're doing right now.
Yes, sir. That's it.
And the emotion was so powerful, it bothered people. The comments on their comment board, and they went and deleted those damn
And
videos.
you can hear the anguish in their spirit. And that's why I was like, I got to do a lesson. I was like, this is going to be a 2-minute lesson, even about 10 minutes. But I was like, This is the way the Edomites on the outside of the circle of Esau on the inside. This is how they're feeling.
That's how
And
they
a lot of
feel.
them are patriots. A lot of them are your military. A lot of them are your police. A lot of them are your. They are
Firefighters.
They're talking about men of war facing jail time, and men of war are saying no to the jab. Let me just read this. This is the sign that I was talking about. It says, "We do not discriminate against any customer based on sex, gender, race, creed, age, vaccinated or unvaccinated. All customers who wish to patronize are welcome in our establishment." And almost all the businesses in New York
I started to put
are
that
in
in
rebellion against the mandates, and all those small businesses in Manhattan.
Perfect.
They
I saw
all
that
put
too.
these up in their windows, like no. So basically, you ain't got to wear a mask. And then I was at Sam Clubs today, and the only people that were wearing masks was Jake.
Okay.
Jake. All the Edomites were not wearing masks. It was like open rebellion with the Edomites.
And it's funny you say that because
None of the Edomites were wearing masks. None of them.
I went to several places. I went to Walmart in Country Club Hills, and I came in and I didn't have my stuff all over here. Everybody else coming in did. I had mine down here. And the people at the door, because all the workers had it, they looked at me and didn't say shit, because they're not enforcing the shit. You know what I'm saying? And even after the last time, everybody was enforcing it. Now only
Well, you know why? I'm gonna tell you why, brother. Because the business's bottom line is going to get hurt. Big time. They're getting on TV and proudly saying, "We'll have to ban and you're not going to be able to do this." And like she's throwing a fit for all this, But the problem is that all these small. Why do you think these small businesses put these signs up?
That's it. Because they want their money.
know if I don't let half the people in, that's going to hurt me. Then now I can't pay my employees. I'm gonna lose employees. It's gonna backfire. There's no more wisdom left in teaming, man. This shit is failing.
And we went.
This shit is fake.
That's right. We went. I took a friend and we was gonna go up to the restaurant up north, right where the Koala, down 5 minutes from Koala camps. And they had the signs up, only if you don't got the V, you can't come in. I was getting ready to go in, man, my friend, and I'm telling like 100-seat restaurant bar, only workers were there, and we was like coming to spend money. Well, you niggas, y'all need my money. Oh, if you don't have a copy of your food. Oh, we was like, okay, thank you. And it's like they gonna shut
I guess
down.
I'm gonna have to take all this money to someone who actually wants to make it.
That's right.
And they're gonna figure that out really quickly.
That's
these
it.
business owners. And that's why these business owners, here's the sign, in case for any of you who haven't seen it. Wow.
Yeah,
And
I watched that
they're-
video earlier.
Yeah, and they put
And
these
people
up.
coming up dapping him in the street.
Yeah.
People coming over there, and he had no
got it.
problem getting people to do it.
And they're putting it all they put it in the windows of all the businesses in Manhattan. So there's open rebellion, man.
I'm gonna play this to
Can you play that woman one more time?
yeah, I'm gonna let her finish.
Yeah,
'Cause
let her finish.
I just want to get to the point where she talks about there's war, because that's where the topic of our lesson was talking about.
You know what? I'm gonna send it to group now.
My plan will extend the vaccination requirements that I previously announced. Will be requiring vaccinations at all nursing homes. Oh my God, you're gonna kill the fucking elderly! Oh my God!
And that's in Deuteronomy 28. They don't care about the old or the young. I'll pause it.
Because
That's what she just said. She just said
All out war, motherfucker.
She said you calling up. Hold on, let me move that back a little bit. So go ahead, brother.
yeah, because my grandmother, my grandmother just passed in like December. She took a supposedly the flu joint, but we don't think they gave her the flu. We think they gave it as shit. And what happened is she ended up dying not too long afterwards. You know what I mean? I mean, this shit is over with. You know what I'm saying?
Brother want to use it.
Perfect.
Like there's just killing.
Yeah, and she was an older woman. You know what I mean? My grandmother. She was up, moving, watching kids, driving 90 miles an hour down the damn road. She didn't have a problem until she got that that venom. And next thing you know, she ain't last no time after that.
Just watched a video where a 20-year-old Division 4 athlete.
Yep.
And when Division 4 is Olympic level.
Yep.
So when you notice, so when someone's a Division 4 football, Division 4 wrestling, Division 4, that's Olympic level.
That's it.
So
they're very highly
he's
healthy.
he's in the hospital having complications from Vanessa venom.
That's it. All right, I'm playing a little bit, but she's about to say it anyway.
Those who work at healthcare facilities. You want all war, motherfucker! You just got war! If you're seeking care at a health facility, you should be able to know you are vaccinated. Simple, straightforward, period. Next, I will sign an executive order that will now require all executive branch federal employees to be vaccinated.
Someone give me
Literally. because they kingdom over. They kingdom over. They know it's over. All them nightmares they've been having, all them dreams. Right? They know it's over.
Yeah.
They know it's over. Their kingdom is done for. Ain't gonna be no more kingdom of Esau,
Hey,
man.
look, man, I was just down there watching them party. As a matter of fact, I even did a little short clip that I may put up on my channel or not, because I'm doing a voiceover while they down there having a good time. Jake down there jamming, and how the mirth is getting ready to end, and now all this is getting ready to turn into a nightmare, man. This literally is the calm before the storm.
That's it.
And if you down there, State Street, I mean, they going hard right now. You would think that everything was okay, and when nobody wearing a mask.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hey, you
All
know
right,
what? This
when
Edomite,
nobody wearing a mask.
this Edomite chick I'm dealing with from Europe, she said she not dealing with that mask shit. She said I'm not taking the venom. She said it's all bullshit. We went into a little restaurant to try to use the bathroom. They said she got to wear a mask to the bathroom. She didn't even want to do it. She like, fuck that. We leaving.
Right, because Esau's entitled. He know the rules don't apply. If the rules are set up, it's not for them, man.
Exactly.
Right, and that's in it. Exactly, brother. And they got that mindset. Like, wait a minute. Laws are set up to keep our society in order, but rules are set up for you people.
Right.
All right. But this is 2 Ezra 9 and 1, and it said, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
That's why he's coming in with his chariots. Even, as a matter of fact, on the Memorial of Trumpets, we were outside after fellowshipping, and we saw 3 different chariots on 3 different occasions, and they all just was made sure they made themselves known. You see chariots popping up all over the place. Why? Because the Lord's here. The earthquakes are going up. Mexico, right after they just passed an abortion bill,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? They got smitten with the 7-point earthquake.
7.2.
That's right.
And that's a big ass. I've been in the 7.2 twice. That shit is scary.
Yes, it is.
That's crazy. They're so proud about being a Mexican when those are Mexican children. You guys are killing through abortion, man.
That's it.
Like,
You know-
where's the September 16th spirit when you're having an abortion, man?
Exactly.
That's it. This is
Hold on,
Sirach.
let me finish
Oh,
this,
sorry,
brother.
brother.
And it says, and therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. So it's not just, matter of fact, America's late. The Europeans been going nuts for a while, man.
France has been writing protesting for damn near
They've
all
been
summer,
fighting with
every week.
They've been fighting with their law enforcement and military in the streets, man.
Australia's
But
going
see,
up.
the difference is all them European countries, the population has been disarmed. See, Americans are armed,
That's it.
both legally and illegally. All right, and you best believe for every person that's got legal arms, they got 2 or 3 that's not.
That's right.
You best believe it. All right. So it is more guns in America than it is people, man. And shit gonna go down, man.
And more bullets. That's right.
Right. And it says, then thou shalt understand that the Most High spake those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. So the apostles and elders have been out on the highways and byways for 30 plus years. This gospel hit the truth. This truth hit the airwaves about 14 years ago at this time. Right around 14 years now.
The double Shabbat.
And this time and there's no more excuse. And look and that's 7 plus 7. That's completion, man. All right. So look at the what is going on in the world now. Now that this song is being sang, All right.
That's right. This is Sirach 41 and verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children. So that means all you Edomites that have reaped the benefits of your forefathers back, who reaped the benefits of their forefathers back, who reaped the benefits of all of our people, and we ain't got shit to show for it. Y'all all are abominable. So when I heard her crying and stuff, that you heard brothers chuckling, we laughed. Because guess what? Now you're going to get a taste of what we've been going through, and you still ain't going to get a taste until you in the kingdom, where you're going to actually get a real taste of that double punishment coming to you.
Yeah.
All right?
Or Randy Couture. Oh, yeah.
Yes, right.
Randy Savage. Yeah.
That's right. I knew what you meant. He said, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. So that means that's another scripture talking about all the things that they're collecting for the elect. All the money that they're making, all the gold, if you can get that to back that up. It says, woe to the children the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. All right. So now you got Edomites complaining, trying to build up revolution, coming to the hood to start the revolution. All right. And to stir up that pot, you got the militants, the militias doing their thing.
Bob Avakian is setting you jakes up.
For that.
And I bet you it's a whole bunch of stupid ass black women.
That's right.
Mostly the alphabetic lifestyle that be going, because now when I think back, that little Luca chick, she kind of looked like she might have been batting on both sides.
Yeah, strong like bull, yes.
And right, and I'm like, damn, and I wasn't even talking to Luca anyway. I was really over there. I'm trying to remember the little Iscarite chick. That's who I was really talking to, and Luca just got all in the conversation. Ended up getting the information, man. But I ended up blocking that chick number, because you were right. There's Bob Avakian. That's that same dude.
That's it.
She was trying to get me to come to their rallies and shit, because we had a conversation. I didn't let her know what was really going on.
Right.
But I mentioned the Bible and how I'm waiting on the Lord. I don't want to do it like that, the way they talking about doing it. And she's like, oh, no Bible. That book is patriotic. Nah, the woman is belittled in the Bible, and the women don't really have a voice and no place in the Bible. No. She said that. I'm like, well, damn. Then why come these Christians can't get that then? Here it is, this wicked, Click and Dick getting little bro. She can recognize that the Bible is a patriotic book, and that a woman has no voice in it.
Yeah.
That the woman is a servant in the Bible.
That's right.
So she didn't want to discuss the Bible. That's what she said. She said, no, that's a patriotic book. Woman has no power, no voice in there. We have to go some other way.
Hey,
and then I was like, well, see you later.
That is. Hey, that reminds me of this what looks to be a Edomite. He was a youth pastor, and he just started to dig more and more into the Bible, and he said he realized he was a Christian youth pastor,
right,
that turned Muslim. And it says, he was like, people ask, why you turn Muslim? He was saying, because as I dig deeper into the Bible, it's only for one people. The Prophet Muhammad opened it up for everyone.
Wow. That's powerful, man. That also goes to show you how the Lord did not want him.
That's it.
He let him get so close, no cigar.
He said that it's only for one people, and I'm not an Israelite. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And he was like, but Muhammad,
Was it video?
Yep.
You know the guy that do it.
That was years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And he was like, and so I just left Christianity alone, because the guy that the world know as Jesus, he only came for his people.
So
but
he can figure that out. But you dumbass niggas can't figure
that's
it
it. And so he just went over into the Muslim doctrine, because he said that Muslim was the prophet that opened it up to all.
Yeah, because
people.
anyone could be a Muslim.
Yep.
That's why you got all them rough ass Russians and Chechens and all them fighters, you know, all them rough ass Khabibs
Yep.
out there, because they
Yep.
they don't care about skin color. All they do is if you wearing a little kufi and praying to the east on the rug and all that other shit.
Yep.
That's all they matter to them.
And they don't follow all that shit anyway. Stupid.
So, but that story, you know, that these heathen, you know, could, you know, see certain things that's scriptural and say, well, that ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for what I like. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for me and my people. It ain't for, you know, women. It ain't for another nation. You know, and they see these things, but here it is, our people, they don't see. But once again, like the scriptures talk about, how how they're blinded. You know, their eyes are closed.
I got a precept. This is Isaiah 1 and 2. Hear, O heavens, give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh has spoken. I have nurtured and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. And sinful nation.
Well, yeah, it says my people don't even consider.
They don't give a damn.
They don't know that they the Israelites. They don't know that.
But many of them know. They just don't care.
They just don't give a
right?
Yep, that too.
And hold on, let me read this real quick. This is Tobit. This is just based upon one thing you said. All right, this is Tobit 8 and well, I'll read it 4. I started 4. The point is in 5 though, and it says, and after that they were both shut in together. Tobias rose up out of bed and said, Sister, arise and let us pray that God will have pity on us. Then began Tobias to say, Blessed art thou, O power of our fathers, and blessed is thy holy and glorious name forever. Let the heavens bless thee, and all thy creatures. So Tobias is praying with his wife to our.
That's right.
He didn't say the power of everyone.
That's right. I'm
You know, and like you said, the Muslim, I mean the pastor, the Christian, what was he, a youth Christian pastor? He began to read and begin to understand it. Wait a minute,
This ain't got
this
nothing.
if you're not an Israelite, this ain't for you. Old or New Testament.
Why do people just go skip over personal pronouns?
Because because you know what, personal pronouns are only valid in all other books except the Bible.
Man,
Right?
because this right here,
you know, eat the cookies.
Amos 3 and 1. Hear this word that the Lord have spoken against you, O children of Israel. He didn't against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying. He said a whole family, not no mixed multitude, not no this and that. He said no, the whole family of the Israelites. You only. Is only mean only?
Yes, only. It's meaning exclusive.
Okay. Have I known of all the families of the earth?
Ew.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. You can't get around that. That's why Vocab Malone tap dances where he won't go there. He don't want to go there because he know he can cut. Because he know he full of shit.
Yeah, scripture back that up.
It falleth from his lip every time he speaketh.
Psalms 98:1. O sing unto Yahweh a new song, for he had done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm had gotten him the victory. Yahweh had made known his salvation. His righteousness he had openly shewed in the sight of the heathen.
And they, matter of fact, since you go there, we're going to go to one of Yaakiv's favorite. Was it Psalms 19? Is it 19?
9 and 19.
9 and 19. He already knew. Psalms 9 and 19. It says, Arise, O Yahweh, Kumbaya. Let not man prevail. Let the heathens be judged in thy sight. Put them, the heathens, in fear, O Yahweh, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. They're not the Israelites. They're not the chosen. They're not the holy seed. They ain't nothing but heathens and but normal human beings. And that's the reason why that youth pastor was like, oh, well, shoot. Let me go find me another religion that concludes me. Because this makes me feel better about myself. Right. Versus if he was a real Israelite, he would have been like, well, look, I might not look the part, but I'm trusting the Heavenly Father, which would prove that he was a real Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Jake, the 2/3, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. But since ye reject knowledge, which goes to what you just said a little bit ago, that now some of these motherfuckers know, and they just reject it. All right, the Most High said, I'm going to reject you.
Filthy lucre sake or
Look
whatever.
at Kodak.
All right.
Yeah.
Look at Kodak. Kodak knew he was an Israelite.
Yeah.
He still lived a wicked ass life. And what he do? He just had a video doing what? Praising, praying the sweet Jesus. All right. And so
that was so he could start getting paid again.
Con. Then you get
that claiming that he's an Israelite stuff fucked him up.
I got a verse.
I
Con.
got it. Oh, go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 124. Because I had called and ye refused, I had stretched out my hand, no man regarded. All right, because they like I said, they know they're Israelites, but they don't want to come into it. All right, but ye have set at naught all my counsel and will none of my reproof. I also, verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes.
That's it. And that's why we was laughing at her. She had damn near had a stress.
An aneurysm.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, a stroke or aneurysm because she was like, my God!
Hey, if she had a gun in her hand, she'd have started shooting at the president, man.
That's it.
Yeah.
She'd have just said, fuck it. She'd have just let it ride. If I go down, I
This
go
is
down.
war,
I'm getting this.
Well, she said, you're calling for war! You're starting war!
Right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 12:22. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourges our enemies 1,000 times more. And it's in bold lettering. 1,000 times more, to the intent when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness. When we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. So our enemies are going to get 1,000 times more, man. All right? The Lord is not for them. All right? He is not for the heathen at all, in any way, form, or fashion.
they don't have a help.
Bring it out, brother.
Yeah.
This is Tobit 13:1. It says, Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, Blessed be the power that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. For he doth scourge and hath mercy. He leadeth down to hell and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them. There declare his greatness and extol him before all the living, for he is our Lord, and he is our power, our Father forever. And he will.
Personal pronouns.
Man. That just,
But like in Christianity, personal pronouns don't apply
That's
when
right.
you read the Bible.
right.
When you're reading their legal documents where they getting paid though, no personal pronouns matter like a motherfucker.
Go ahead and try to go put a personal pronoun
Who's
on,
the
on
they?
any bull member of the Chicago Bears salary and say, well, let us have a part of your
Right.
paycheck. Oh no, see the name on that paycheck is me. Shit.
I heard Joel Osteen read a scripture, and he said Israel, I am the power of Israel. He read it flat out and just completely went left with it, and he read it right in front of the whole congregation, and nobody
now
called it.
Jesus came to make us all spiritual Israel when there's
He-
no
he-
scripture
he didn't even-
that says that.
he
Oh, you
didn't
don't have
even-
to.
he
And
knew they
already
was dumb
did
as
that.
hell.
No, they are. Christianity's already woven
God.
such a deep web. We all were in it.
God.
We went to the church and heard it ourselves. And
Yeah.
guess what? We thought that we had access to the kingdom because we never. Who of us grew up thinking that we were the real Jews? None of us, man. So when we saw about the Jews, what do we do? Oh, well now they'll just say, oh, it's open for everybody. Oh, good, that's good. And we just took the preacher word for it, man. All right? And because why? Because we want to be a part. Now they use the same said thing to us. Oh, you all just saying you're Israelite because you all want to feel like you're special, that you're a part of something. No, motherfucker, I'm telling you because this is the truth.
Right? Yeah. The people robbed and spoiled. Shit.
If we wasn't the Israelites, why would they constantly target us all the time?
Why would we be wearing this hat?
Right. We live in a ghetto, the bar reservation. We don't got a pot to piss in. We don't got no military. Hell, our people drugged up and diseased out and shit.
But
And you
we
still
only fit the
target
bill.
us.
We fit the bill.
And we the Israelites could what? We fit that bill. Prophecies, man.
Right.
You're the only one who can fit the Cinderella shoe.
Right. That's right.
What do you want to say, Ariana?
No, I was gonna get because it said that he scourged us. Oh, it really says it. It says verse 5 over here in Tobit 13. It says, and he will scourge us for our iniquities, and will have mercy again, and will gather us out of all nations whom he has scattered us. So, hey, man, you know, that's shit. We partook in that hope, like you said. Christianism is the basis of democracy. You know, that was just further proof that we were that people robbed and spoiled. Because here it is, they're using our identity to put us in chains, man. The Catholic Church, the Christian Church, everything that you've seen, everything that's being discovered, man, with those Native Americans, with those graves of their children, man.
Oh, don't speak the fact they
Yeah,
did.
wasn't it over 300?
Yeah.
There was one that was 700. They kept digging, man. That's why, you know, the Lord is stirring up you Gadites, man.
Hey, Salah. And one thing I'll tell you, they enslaved Gad in Canada. They enslaved them, man.
Right, those were right. There's still French influence, which means what? Those French Edomites had dominion over Gad, man. All right, and those same institutions, the same churches, all right, that profited off your conquest, of your conquering, of your so-called civilizing, are still in force today.
It took your lands and profited on them. You know, profited off your off things that were not theirs, man.
Yeah.
You know, and the scriptures speak against it. That's a punishment for such behavior.
That's it.
They said,
Somebody get that Nahum.
cause Esau in America, they said, hey, you want
They covered fields.
Cause Esau asked the Edomites to camp. They said, hey, you want to send some Negro slaves to the camp? Not that much. They said, hey, you want to send some Negro slaves? No, we good. We got some got these natives over here. We making them slaves.
Which was the same people.
Yep. Yep.
And like in 1681, I mean in 1683 in Virginia, that was in law that the Negro and the Native were the same. They were called copper colored people. And you know, and sometimes you can have a penny, and that penny looks just like a so-called Gadite. I mean the so-called Native, and a Negro look like that too. They both the same color as a penny.
We got hundreds of pictures of
Prove that.
so-called Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom of a Gadite and a Judite, or you know.
And there's even cases when the Northern Kingdom is darker than
Then-
the Southern Kingdom. And my man Cootie Mello put up a ton of videos where he used Esau's own technology against him. He took some machine that they use, some device that they have on the internet, where they take old black and white pictures and add the color back in. And the first thing he did was he used one on the bus from the Civil Rights era that was in black and white, and you can visually see who the Edomites are, who the Jakes are, but the thing gave them everybody back their color, their actual, you know. So this technology, however it works, that's what it does. And what he did was he took all these images of Gadites from the late 1800s and mid 1800s. He took all these black and white images of these Gadites, and many of them was dark as Nagab.
Beautiful.
All right, so now I mean that's this brother right here. Yeah, so-called natives just as dark as him.
That's it.
So guess
He's
what?
a Gadite.
There it is.
There you go.
So there's a lot of Negroes walking around, and then you had something called census enumerators. The census enumerators were going around taking census, and any Negro, any Native American, so-called, any Indian that looked like Nagab, got reclassified as a Negro. So there it is, man. So you had Gadites that had the long hair and the wavy hair, his same complexion.
That's it.
All right, and if so there's a lot of Gadites walking around today that are being called Negroes, and sometimes you can see it clearly.
That's right.
See their face.
You can clearly see it, yeah.
Or even their hair, or you can see it in their spirit. It depends.
On their spirit, because a lot of them, after being classified as Negroes, many of them were forced to mix and mingle with Negroes and not their own people anymore. So a lot of their features have changed, but nevertheless, on some of them you can see it plain as day.
You got that warrior spirit. They'll fight
Or
you, they'll
that
fight you
look,
on that.
it's like when you're looking at Scottie Pippen.
You can see that.
You
Steve
can
Wonder
clearly see it. Yeah.
That shit is obvious. Scottie Pippen got a distinct face.
He looked like a chief.
He's very
you throw one of them hairdressers on him.
Right, he's from Arkansas, right? He might be a 70.
Yeah.
You might.
He went to college. Yeah, he went to college now.
Oh, that's okay. Kind
Central
of.
Arkansas.
This is Micah 2:1, what you call for. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it's in the power of their hand. and they covet fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
So this is an eyewitness to the people that would do that, and then when by process of elimination, no one has done that more so than the so-called white man. As a matter of fact, the Japanese have never, they've taken land before, but they've never taken someone's heritage.
Right.
They've always been proud to be Amun.
That's right.
You know, they've never claimed to be anything but what they are.
That's it.
Elam has never claimed to be anything. It's the so-called white man.
Which he
All right?
not only did it to us,
He's
but
run
he's
around.
done it.
He's done it to Ham. He's run around the whole world. Every place.
Egyptians.
He's done it to the damn Australians. All right. He just set up cities in Africa. Now all of a sudden he's an African.
Remember,
All right.
remember we were talking
So
about
every place he goes.
he assumes the identity.
Australians.
Yeah. So right. He's
Vagabond.
I'm an Australian white guy.
The Mexican.
I'm an African white guy.
That's what most of the
Right.
Last Samurai.
Right. Exactly.
The last one though, so.
And it was Tom
The
Cruise.
only samurai.
It was Tom Cruise. Goddamn.
Shit, the last Dragon Ball Z, that movie,
I'm
he was
telling you,
an
man.
Edomite.
I heard someone once say that if you jumped into the future 150 years, and if this man was still ruling, man, you'd open up a book, and then it'd be a white guy with his tongue out with a number 23 on it.
Why did they
You know?
put a picture up like that recent?
They just did that. Yeah, they
why
just
the
put it
guy
up.
Turned into a fucking white man. Bald head.
Wow. Are you
They
serious?
just it's all over
Somebody was
Facebook.
clowning him, huh?
Yeah, they
Because
said-
that's what the so-called white man does. All right? You know, let enough time go by, because they hated Jack Johnson, but you let enough time go by, and you'll look up a picture of White Johnson, he'll be a bald-headed white
There's
dude.
gonna be no dark. Yeah, there's gonna be no dark
Muhammad
pictures.
Ali, right?
Same thing they did with Beethoven.
It's Beethoven and Bach.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I'm
know,
saying?
exactly.
And they even mentioned it in how Esau get down like that in what's that movie with Jamie Foxx, Django, when he was a black man. What was the author of the book?
Oh no, he was talking about Alexander Dumas.
Gun.
He said, "I wonder what." Yeah, right before he killed the dude,
Before he
and then got himself killed. Right.
Gun.
He's looking there, and he said, "I wonder what Alexander Dumas would have to say." And he was like, "Come again?" And he said, "You know, Alexander Dumas. I figure you know who he was, being that you named your slave after him. You know, the one that you, the poor creature D'Artagnan that you had ripped apart by your dogs." And he was like, "Oh, a soft-hearted Frenchie, huh?" And he was like, "Dumas was black."
Right.
Right. So right, exactly. So the Three Musketeers, all those characters were so-called black men. The man in the iron mask. Those were the people that were ruling during those time periods. Those time were so-called black people.
This is just back up what you said earlier. This is Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their house. So this is the inward thought. They don't come out and say this, right? The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. That's why they say, America has the greatest army. Will always be America's. Nowhere on America's going to fall.
Now with all these women in there,
was cursed.
I know, right?
you got all these women in there, all these trans shit, and right.
And then putting them in the military.
And then we all saw those that unit of Marines that was under the damn that was inside the house
and screaming like bitches.
crying like bitches, right? Y'all big and bad when you on camera when y'all on y'all way to war. But as soon as somebody start fighting you back,
they sound like the bitch that we just played.
Y'all running around, looking like one of the Wayans brothers panicking.
That's right.
That's why the lady was crying, because she thought her house would continue forever.
Right, and she sees the fall of it. She said their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So they'll go conquer a land and call it themselves.
Salah. The Arabs don't call lands after their own name, so they exclude the Arabs.
Yeah, where's Muhammad land?
Right.
So that,
Abu long.
right, and
Abu
Dhabi.
and basically, Japan and China got their names from Esau Edom. Right, the Edomites were in power, and calling them that, so they just roll with the shit.
Even the Persians, they knew that they were
Elam,
Elam, and they turned around and now they call themselves Iraq. Iran. Which
Iran,
now, Iran,
India.
if you go to the etymology of Iran, it goes back to Aryan nation. Like where they got the Aryan nation. How they got the Aryan nation?
Elam.
And then you got Iran calling themselves that when they ain't got nothing to do with Esau Edom because Esau Edom took them took them over.
There you go.
Hey, Elder, because I got two of my brothers are actually Iranian. They actually their dad's from Persia. It's funny, and I was just talking to some Iranian women at the bar last night. But you gotta think about it. No, it reminds me of the movie. What's it called? American. What's called Team America World Police.
Oh, yeah, I remember that movie.
He was like, she was like, make a left on. He said, make a left on Bakalakadaka Street, right? So where's Bakalakadaka Street, man? You know.
Move that gi and put the chair right here, brother.
Okay, come. I got a precept if I may. This is the backup what you were saying. You know how Esau always exalts himself as he was as he's kings and stuff. This is Isaiah 10, and I'm gonna start at 7. Howbeit he meaneth not so, neither does his heart think so. But it is in his heart to destroy and cut off nations, not a few. For he said, are not my princes altogether kings? Right. Am I not the Moors? Am I not? Now you got what is called the black nobility, which.
Oh, no, am I not the Brits? And
Right.
The Irish?
Yes.
The Irish. What,
Yeah.
Am I not? What was the character's name in Braveheart? William Wallace. Am I not William Wallace?
You go to Europe, you see his
You know, am I not Robert the Bruce?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Oh, Native
You're not.
American. The fact
Stop
that
lying.
Native
Right.
American.
The Maccabees.
You're not the Vikings. You're not the Danes.
Yep.
You're not the Irish. You're not the Scots. Stop fucking lying,
the
man.
Spartans.
That was not you. You're not the Spartans. All those were people of color. And the relics and the evidence proves that. Just because you've been lying about it since the Renaissance don't make it so.
Isn't there a new show now over in Britain or something coming out and they of Troy and they got them cast as actual Israelites?
That came out a couple years back.
Okay,
They showed this. The matter of fact, it was the same dude who played the main role in that containment show that was on Netflix. Right. Took off.
And now, if you go to the comments and the backlash, a lot of people was
They're
mad.
blackwashing history now. No, they're actually telling the truth for a change. All right, but this is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
Doctors.
The chair right behind you.
Hey, Salak, and what Biden said in his speech, because he contradicted his speech. He said, the pinch gonna protect you. Then lay on the speech, he said the unpinch we protected them for you because you got the pinch. So he contradicted himself in the same
Cookies.
Yep.
Right.
You got the cookie? You want a cookie?
I got one real quick if I may. It's Isaiah 19:11. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings. Right, and that's what they're saying. Where are they? Right, nigga, where's your ancient kings, man? Right? Because when you go into this history, you see my face, you see our face staring back at you, man.
I mean, see, Esau's the greatest magician.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do a movie, and just going back to remember the picture I showed you that the Sudanese girl sent me, and they got Pharaoh holding up. You know how they got Pharaoh holding up Israelites? Mm-hmm. You got Pharaoh holding up Edomites. And it's a picture that she showed me that. I'm like, oh, you got to send me that picture. She sent me the picture, and they let Edom tell it. They was running the world since the beginning of time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The Edom didn't come into power until damn near Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well,
because
that is exactly when they came into power.
Because
prior to that, they weren't ruling over no lands, only themselves.
That's it.
All right.
And they were under subjugation by other mates. They were under Babylon
until Philip started waging war with Esau, because Esau actually got the riddle of steel.
Right.
So his father Philip stayed right. So he started waging war, and then I just found it, Durka Street. And I never, you know what?
Baka.
Daka.
And I never knew it was called Team America World Police.
Right.
Yeah. And isn't that the cartoon thing? Not
The
cartoon,
puppets.
but the puppets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Durka.
That shit sound funny as hell. I am about to watch that tonight.
Yeah, but hey, man, that goes to show you. It says, where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what Yahweh power of hosts has proposed upon Egypt. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Naphtali are deceived, and you deceived yourself. You believed your own hype, man. You know what I'm saying? You photoshopped your face on some boxer that was raw as hell that don't nobody know about in fucking Afghanistan, and you said that was you. Made a fake stat, you know what I'm saying, record and shit. People believed it. You got entered into the UFC. Now you about to get knocked out, right?
He put a Joe Weider. Cause really, when we look at Joe Weider, that picture he got, that bronze statue, that's really a Jake named Robbie Robertson, the black bodybuilder. He just put his head on it. And he told,
did he? Yeah, that's
yeah. He told Robert, he said, "Who the fuck gonna believe you?"
Yeah.
And he was right, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I never knew that he stole Robbie Robinson's silhouette.
Yep.
Yeah, when you
And
look
put
at
the
his
Black
head.
Panther. Because
Yeah.
Robbie Robinson was the shit, man.
Yep.
Yeah, if you think about it now, because when Robbie does that double bicep pose spread like that, that's what we use on his thing. But now that he mentioned it, this was one of his most
But I
famous
thought that
poses.
was a myth. That one Sergio Olive.
Yeah, but he Sergio Olive is the one that he does his
That
this
forearm
one.
pose.
He does it like this.
Gotcha.
The one with him spread out like that.
That was Robbie. You're right.
This is Robbie. This is his famous pose. He took Sergio's this and did this with it.
So when you look at Joe Weider, that famous picture, that's really Robbie
It's
Robinson's
Robbie Robinson's
body.
silhouette, and they just stuck his body on it.
Yeah.
He stuck his head.
Right, that's why I was calling that. Anybody, can somebody get
Yeah,
that?
because I remember looking at images of Joe Weider, and he
was
never
never built like
he
that.
never was built like everybody else. He always had on a sweatshirt covering up his body. Only thing on him was massive, was swole, was his mustache.
Right.
That nigga mustache was on swole, man. It was curled up and everything.
I just saw a dude just like that at the gas station on my way to
But
back
yeah,
to
I
the
never
house.
seen Joe
Hit the
Weider.
handlebars.
Yeah, I seen the image of him standing behind Arnold, like he,
Right.
right. But he
yeah.
always covered up. And he
Yeah,
just,
but you never seen him even when he was young. You never saw him
Yeah.
in a full
fucking
muscle
fake
pose.
you, motherfucker.
Right, exactly.
Weeder.
That's right.
Stealing bodies.
Yeah. Hey,
Body
this brother
snatcher.
got a,
Bring it out, brother.
Right. Because that's what the scripture says, man. He basically. I know y'all brought that Job 9:24 out already.
Nope.
This is just-
No, we hadn't.
Nope.
We
well,
brought out Job 13.
I thought
Job
about it.
9:24.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
He
And
covered the faces of the judges thereof, and not where and who is he? Okay, so he covered the faces of judges and basically replaced our face, man. You know, he got something real quick if he may. He just so you bring this up.
Ezekiel 28:14. Thou art the anointed cherub
Ooh.
that covereth, and I have set thee so.
Right, because when you go into what it says in the Revelations, it says he came out to deceive the nations, man. Right. He just deceived the whole world about who we were, who he is. You know, now all things are being revealed. As Scripture says, he shall destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over the nations, and the veil that spread over all people. Roughly paraphrasing.
Hey,
Okay.
Esau changed everything just
Yeah.
to hide. He changed everything.
Yeah.
Just to hide the truth of who the real Israelites was. He had no choice. That was the only way he was gonna be able to deceive. Is tricked other nations to linking up with him,
Yeah.
to allowing them to change everything from the names of the animals to the names of the land to the names of the people, because it would have never worked if they didn't do that.
And the Lord, and the Lord, the Scripture says He sent him out. The Lord sent him out to deceive, to deceive the world, to deceive the world, and that's basically what He did. He covered the faces of the judges, okay, which are the Israelites, and He basically wanted to hide who He is. He's the criminal of the earth. He's Cain. He's a vagabond and a criminal. What do you call it? A fugitive.
And that's why the Lord is bringing them down, man. Is there more to that, brother?
Thou was upon the holy mountain of the Most High. Thou hast walked up and down in the middle of the stones of fire.
Right. So yeah, he's basically in our land right now. Okay, he's not where he's supposed to be. You know, and he got it in his mind that he could trick the Lord that I am your children.
Right, and then he put out these bullshit videos that really, when you dive into them, it's just all hearsay and fabrications and falsehoods. Right? He's fallen, man. Go ahead, Pop, bring it out.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 43. The king of Babylon have heard the report of them. Who are the them? The prophets of Yahweh Shema Shah. And his hands wax feeble. He's losing his power seat now. It's falling apart on him.
And now that you said that, I'm looking at this. Says Trump Tower Chicago retail space losing value, mostly empty. All right. So the Trump Tower is mostly empty. It said Trump Tower Chicago's retail space losing value, mostly empty. But guess what? He's been struggling since. See, America was physically supposed to collapse in 2008 when that crash came. But they propped it up with
because they weren't ready.
No, it wasn't time. Right. But America actually the dollar should have collapsed. Yeah. None of us were counting on quantitative easing. That was a new invention. Yeah. That's how they made it to this long. Exactly. But we know that the Lord was behind it. Right. I'm gonna tell you because in this tower, Jamie Dimon, his wife and daughters were my clients. Jamie Dimon had bought 2 floors in here.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
2 floors.
And
he had 2 floors in the Trump Tower, and then all of a sudden they left Chicago.
And
that was a sign. When I tell you that the super wealthy left Chicago in 2008, 2009, they were gone. Yeah. It's been the fakers and the posers. The rich people here now are fakers and posers. That's right. And what was left of them have left. Everybody else that's here now, it ain't really no whole lot of millionaires here now. These are just high level six figure people and people that's faking it.
That's
if
right.
I may. You said the Trump Tower, right?
Yeah, Trump
Tower.
It's
not the Trump Tower. It's all the damn towers in Chicago, not only Chicago, but New York, not only New York, China. And there's reports from China to different major cities that a lot of these big high-rise towers are less than 50% occupancy. That's the reason why they started, and the proof is how you get Section 8 in a tower that's supposed to be charging $20,000-$30,000 for this floor, that floor, like
that's
that.
A good thing.
They got Section 8 downtown in some of these high rises where you had Edomites who paying $10,000-$15,000 a month, seeing Keisha and her little nigglets and niggerettas walking out and saying, "How y'all can be up in here?"
With your diapers and loud music and your weed smoking and up all time.
Most of them business, most of these towers are empty. Half of them are over empty because they ain't got the people can't afford that shit.
I got one if I may. This is
that's beautiful.
Looks like an article. Looks like it's trouble in paradise. It's Matthew 11 and 23.
Your Honor, that was one of the good things.
Right. This is Matthew 11 and 23. And thou, Capernaum, which are exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. And Capernaum, they were basically a lofty ass city. There was some pompous motherfuckers, man. Right? And that's Chicago, man. And one thing I can't say about Chicago, they say about Chicago that's true. Chicago has some of the fucking best restaurants in America.
Yes, it's true.
The best fucking food.
The foreigners say it.
It's the best food because when I've eaten from the East Coast to the West Coast. Right, and there's no food like even our fast food, junk food is better than everywhere else. I'm gonna tell you, man. Every time my daughter came to Chicago, first thing she wanted Chicago pizza.
Yeah,
right.
So as soon as she touched down, she can't even get her bags unpacked. Yeah. She want to go to the pizza joint.
Shit, I was in Indianapolis, and that ain't nowhere but a couple hours away. They food is terrible, man. That's why everybody down there is fucking overweight because they eating that bullshit. Bro. Yeah, you gotta cook at home to get some good food.
Bro, listen, Iowa, bro. You go out to Iowa, bro. That shit is trash.
So like it. I just want to give. I got the article real quick. I want to pull it up. Just hit in a minute. The New York Times. This is from the New York Times. This is back in 2020. Office towers are still going up. But who will fill them? Developers around the country are grappling with the fallout from the corona and pandemic as tenants cancel plans and workers fear returning to the office. Now they use it and they're using that as a band-aid. It was happening way before that. Exactly. They have not been filling up these high rises, bro. And there's several places in China where there's actually a whole town of a bunch of buildings, no people. And they're just building them up to use the money and resources, but they're not filling them up because they ain't got no people who can buy them. And so they got a whole bunch of half-filled high rises, which they can do. They can, if they lowered the price, you can fill them. But they want to continue the facade of America, man.
Agree this out? All right, it says, Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, wherefore Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus said Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they should call down the border of wickedness, the people against whom Yahweh had indignation forever.
You know, but that's how Trump used to make his money. Remember now, y'all, you had this ex-president that inherited a real estate a magnet of a business from his father that built a lot of low-income housing out there in the first place. And Trump, what would he do? He would run billions and billions of dollars worth of debt up and then declare bankruptcy on it and let the American public pick it up. See, so now he's running it, and that's the problem now. They want to investigate him because he's looking to try to do that shit again, but everybody is like, no, we can't afford it this time around.
Well, that's not only Trump that's done that, but
Well,
That's all the developers. All the,
back when he was doing that too, you didn't have social media like you have.
exactly.
So you didn't, that's the problem. So social media has changed everything. It's just like right, and that's the thing. And the Lord did that, and now we understand the internet scripture, the Psalms 19 prophecy had to come to pass before the end came. Right? Because and now we get it. This word had to go out on the internet and go to the circuits and go around the world.
Psalms 19:1, the heavens declare the glory of Yahweh, and the firmament show his handiwork. Day unto day utter speech, night unto night showeth knowledge.
Right. So, I have to turn my ring off at night because the phone won't stop ringing. Between all the videos that's going up and the brothers' communication,
Especially
so I get
TikTok.
because I drink so much water, I get up to pee at least twice a night. All right, and every time I get up, I look at the phone just to see, make sure I ain't got no calls, ain't nothing happening. Then I write. But the point is though that the information is going out non-stop.
Man,
There,
that's it. Day to day.
there's no speech, no language where their voice is not heard.
Chinese, Japanese. Matter of fact, they're so cool with it now. You can watch any video, anything in any language, or get it translated through different apps or different options on the different videos.
I mean, even with Google Translate, you can point point the camera at some shit that's saying something else, and it automatically translate the language right in front of you on the camera.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
Talk to foreign girls, ain't no problem now.
No problem now. Yeah.
Their line is going through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tabernacle for the sun. Now right here they said their line. Actually, people think the internet was space is part of the internet, but really the internet is on the ground, the wires under the seas and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, and it's funny because you had the guy, he said the revolution shall not be televised, but yeah, it is, man.
Because that guy, Gil Heron Scott, but that's because he's not one of the hopeful elect.
Right.
The scripture says it's going to be public. The Lord says your eyes shall see the downfall of your enemies, man. Yeah. We're going to rejoice at it. It's going to be known. Matter of fact, how can the merchants of China and all the merchants, you're going to those scriptures,
and they willing now.
You know what I'm saying? Who's saying, oh, we're not making the money. Look, you know how many tankers are still backed up over there on the east and west coast off these shores, can't come out? You know how, matter of fact, to get a tanker, to a cargo, those things to be on the back of the trucks, sent from China, whatnot, they used to be $2,000 or $3,000. Now they're $20,000, $30,000. Yeah. This shit is done. America's done.
I got one. This is 1 Maccabees 3:27. Now when the king Antiochus heard these things, he was full of indignation, for he sent and gathered together all the forces of his realm, even a very strong army. He opened also his treasure and gave his soldiers pay for a year, commanding them to be ready whensoever he should need them. Nevertheless, when he saw that the money of his treasures failed, and that the tributes in the country were small because of the dissension and plague, which is what's going on right now. Right. Dissension and plague.
Seditions among men.
Yep. Which he had brought upon the land in taking away the law which had been of old time. And that's what he's doing, taking away the law, which is he's fucking himself up, right?
Because he wasn't spending his own money.
Yep.
Right? He was spending the people's money. Right?
He feared that he should not be able to bear the charges any longer, nor to have such gifts to give so liberally as he did before, for he had abounded above the kings that were before him. And history's repeating itself right now.
Because he is a glutton.
Yeah.
He is after his own belly, according to the scriptures. That means it's me, I.
You know it was over when FAL Schwartz closed, man.
That's it.
Oh,
The voluptuousness.
Yeah,
That goes to
Christmas,
Christmas. Yes.
because
People don't know
all
about
the
Pharaoh's
lights, how
Schwartz.
they used to put all the lights, they used to put all the lights down. Yeah, it was a rich people's Toys R Us.
Yeah.
All right. But because it was like in 900 North Michigan.
And Water Tower. They had one in Pharaoh's Schwartz in the Water Tower.
I think it was right across from Water Tower.
Well, they had one in the Water Tower too, because I remember that's
Yeah,
how
they
I
did.
found
That
out.
was a smaller one. They had
Yeah,
a
right.
big
They had
one
a big one, a full one.
across the street from it. But you know how the lights used to be all down State Street, all down Michigan Avenue. How the stores will actually give away things. You know, when you would buy purchases, they would give you the
gifts.
There ain't nobody giving away a damn thing.
You can't even get a free pack of mustard.
Right next door is that Rich Folks Mall. That Rich Folks Mall. I forgot that mall is called. Next to it, but that's all expensive.
Water Tower.
No, it's right across the street from Water Tower.
Oh, the one that got the jewelry stores in the bottom of Oak Street. Yeah.
Hey, they shit. I knew it was over when they started fucking making you charge you for plastic fucking bags. Like, they 10 cents for a plastic bag or some shit like
Well,
that.
they charge you. They charge you when you go buy ammunition. They charge you a violence tax.
Fuck was that?
Yeah, it's 10 cents per every bullet you buy. They put a 10 cent on every bullet.
Violence tax.
A violence tax.
Is it Indiana?
Huh?
Indiana?
Indiana don't got that. Illinois got that.
Oh, God.
If you buy ammunition from Illinois, I think it's 10 cents per round you get on top of what you got, and that's why like when you see. Now you can go to Indiana and get a box of bullets, maybe $25, $16 to $25. But when you come here to Illinois, they $35, $45 because of the tax that they putting on it. That's the same thing. This shit is over with.
It's done.
And everything is going up because the dollar is going down. Everything is going up because the dollar is going down, and they have less supply of things.
That's in this whole pandemic was all about hiding the dollar crash, and because the dollar crashing was going to lead to the Marcus Aurelius, so they just couldn't go right to it. They didn't want to take the shame of saying, well, we failed, we effed up, so now we're collapsing. They needed something to say, well, it's because of this. This is why the economy died. And that's
what I just read in the tower. How they did say, oh, yeah, the reason why we can't fill this building is because of the scamdemic. I'm sorry.
Right.
Look at that.
And that's basically what it's all about. Right? Because you're right. America's been done for a long time. But, prophecies had to play
That's right.
themselves
And
out.
they
We just gotta be
had
patient.
that thorough system always set up.
Yes.
That's the only way they kick the bucket down the line.
Well, you know what? So much truth is coming out mainly from us.
Yep.
And then you got all these Edomite people, all these truthers, revealing government secrets and scams and stuff. It's just, which we turn around and apply the scriptures to it.
Because Edomites have fell for the lie of their father. They fell for it. So now they're feeling duped. Well, welcome to the club, dummy.
Right. I feel to be a
You big dummy.
Right.
Quick piece here, real quick. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 4:14. For the prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in the kingdom becometh poor. So when Esau's dominion came to be to fullness now, hey, the decline of the kingdom also become poor, man. His whole job was to reign with iron fist, but also to suck the riches and the prosperity out of the lands.
Right. Well, they display such decadence, and that's typically what happens prior to the fall of a nation.
Yep.
The two things that you see the elevation of women. These are the main things. I actually watched this. I was watching some documentary, and they were talking about Rome. Before the fall of Rome and Greece, before they,
signs.
and one of the signs was when women get elevated to the same level or higher than men, and then the decadence. Because they just began.
That's the key word right there.
I got to give you the definition of decadence. This is the decadence. Moral or cultural decline.
Go.
As characterized by excessive indulgence
and
pleasure or
so I'm gonna
luxury.
keep having unprotected sex with all these different men, and every time I get knocked up, I'm just gonna run to Planned Parenthood and kill the baby.
That's it.
And be saying shit like this. What does she say? Fuck the courts, fuck legislation. I'm not an incubator. How do we get out of this mess?
It's too
Revolution, nothing less.
Right.
Right. So basically, she said, I'm gonna keep sucking the fucking dick, and if I just happen to get pregnant by this new guy that I fuck, I'm not worrying about it because I can go just kill this little
It's a
motherfucker.
lot. From the 1950s up to the night, they weren't hearing that shit. They living their best lives, man. They like, that's just a conspiracy theorist. Y'all nuts and stuff. All right.
They was old happy days, but ain't no more happy days, man. Ain't no return, man. Ain't Richie Cunningham, the Fonz, ain't none of them coming back, man. Shit is over.
Ward Cleaver.
You know?
Molly
Right.
Cleaver. Fucking what you got, Matai? I got one after you.
Yeah, we gonna get rid of that.
This Psalms 58 and 2. Yea, in his heart ye work of wickedness. Ye weigh the balance of your hand in the earth. And that's what he been doing, working his wickedness, doing his violence and his lies. The wickedness, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they born, speaking lies. And that's all he do is lie. So now his lies is being exposed to the whole world through this, like you said, the internet. And now everybody's seeing that this dude is the devil.
And he's that nigga that's living above his means and shit. And he done spent fucking so much. He done fucking lost his money fucking gambling. Okay, and don't nobody know that him and his wife about to leave. He about to lose his fucking house, fucking car, finna lose every damn thing because he been fucking off his damn money.
And yeah, and not only that, Esau knows that he's an Edomite now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know, you go back 13 years ago, 12 years ago, you know, you would say Edomite and they would just keep on walking. Like, what did he say? Talking about termites? What is he talking about?
Right.
But now you say Edomite publicly and everybody stops and turns.
Bro.
Just like the one dude who did that song, Am I a Edomite?
Yeah.
Right. If I'm raised in Christ.
It was these Edomites in front of the bar, man. I guess they was mad because me and Bunya, we was about to leave with these white chick and shit. And they was hating and shit. And I wanted to beat the motherfucker ass so bad because he was offended. But I was cussing his ass out at first. And then I just looked at him and said, fucking Edomite. Everybody drop motherfucking, they sandwich, nigga, drop their cigarette. Like, everybody turned around like, oh!
He knows!
Treated! Like, everybody just said, oh! Like, you fucking Edomite.
I know a brother who has a White Castle.
There it is.
I know a brother who got a White Castle side piece, right?
Yeah.
And this particular brother, no mention his name, she texts him saying, is this what you're, Edomite, she said, this is what you're saying I am? And she came to him saying that this is what you're saying that my people are? They're doing their research, man. They start to find out that they are the devil and the seed of the devil.
Knows. And many of them already knew.
Yeah.
All right, many of them already knew. They just, wanted to play dumb, play stupid. And now the everyday average Edomite that thought he was white now knows that he's an Edomite.
That's it.
So and so we know that
I just want to say all the sentences on September 18th, another protest and I guess in Washington D.C. and stuff. So it's probably another
and the stages just like you had the suicide bombing in Afghanistan. We're primed now for wag the dog, fraudulent false flag events to just happen and keep happening until it's just complete utter chaos in the streets.
Especially after all those plane loads of so-called refugees have been just ushered in free without no passports, with all other, they just packing them like
they were coming in from the southern border too. And then that report on the truck drivers walking off the job is looking very real, like that can happen soon. And I just read a report and a couple days back, and I think I might have put an image of it in the group me, and that report it said that all the retailers are reporting that their incoming products is down 638%.
Beautiful.
638%, and I was just on the Gold Coast in a couple high-end spots on the Gold Coast, and those stores, the shelves were looking thinned out, man.
Mm-hmm. They're pushing everything they call front facing in front, and they just pushing up stuff.
Everything is pushed up forward, and you can see it. Is that they just, and then there was certain shelves that would just stand out and empty. They couldn't even hide it.
In Canada, they got hyperinflation going on to where you're getting $25 just for a goddamn thing of detergent. You paying $6 or $7 for a bag of grapes. And I saw the one TikTok. She just pointing at all the prices, and it's like, not saying that because you don't want to get taken down.
Yeah, because they'll take a shit down. Like I said, them 2 videos that I used in the video I did, I think yesterday, or the day before, they were both just little shorts. They clipped them. They gone off the internet.
And another thing too, I watched the article. Oh no, they said, what if a solar flare took out the internet?
Yeah.
And then coincidentally, the sun shot off two solar flares, and they said it's headed straight towards Earth right now.
It's always solar flares.
You know what I'm saying?
So
But they saying that these is mega flares that
it's just
wipe
like
the internet.
people have been dying of the flu and tuberculosis and all this shit. All people died by the thousands. People died by the thousands from cigarette related tobacco illnesses daily, all around the world every day. All right, tuberculosis, they were dying. All these other things, and all of a sudden, you know,
we have a crisis.
Nothing matters anymore. So you're gonna turn around, and the sun been doing it all along, and all of a sudden now it's an issue. But like I said, what it does is it opens up the door for false flag events. And now all they did was use deaths that occurred all day long, every day anyway, and put a boogeyman on it and
televised it.
They televised it.
It's a bloodbath every day. Fucking, I'm Wolf Blitzer, motherfucking. What's the black dude name? The
Lemon?
No, not that one.
Flaming Lemon?
Lester Holt?
Yeah, Lester fucking. That's Lester every day. Lester Holt. Everybody's dying from the Rona. You go in the damn hospital and shit because your stomach hurts and shit. Ain't nobody in that motherfucker. Nobody's there. Don't
say too much, brother. Don't say too much. But I just watched a video with a nurse saying, you know, very similar. So.
And she broke it down.
I think the God put that video off running. But you brothers got some last scriptures. We're gonna bring them up. We're gonna wrap it up, brother.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and verse 27. It says, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared."
And this is what's actually tearing down Esau's kingdom. It's really the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai and the spirit of truth.
The spirit of truth. Which is Yahweh Shemel Shai.
That's right. He said truth shall spring up out of the earth. It's coming out of his men, and it's coming out of the heavens. It's coming out of everywhere.
It's even coming out of the wicked. The wicked can't help telling themselves. They trying to hold their mouth.
I thought I wasn't, but I had to tell you. I actually pulled. Matter of fact, I had it on deck, but then I put it down.
You know that scene from the Goodies when he spilled the beans.
See, that's
Esau.
But I had that on deck, brother, and I held it. Yeah. The Spirit held it for this time. Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
There it is. They can't stop telling themselves. If they'll put it in a book, they'll put it in a video, or they'll just outright say it. You go ahead and bring out the scripture, Matthias.
Well, let Pops go first. He said he had one.
Okay, this is Psalms 19. I'm starting 2. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them he set a tabernacle for the sun. So the tabernacle of David is being set up, and the words that need to be uttered, the internet has done it. So now, like I said, we watching Esau's kingdom fall apart around him, and he's trying to hold on and grab whatever he can and prop it up and trying to get that last bit of business that he wants in place.
Yeah, every Edomite is trying to run to the wall and plug up a hole.
Exactly.
All hands on deck.
Right, until it just overwhelmed and explode and wash them all away.
Yeah, he like that nigga in Vampire in Brooklyn. Shit just keep falling off of him and shit.
Exactly.
Every other scene.
Yeah.
Nigga ear fell off. Oh shit, hand and shit. Trying to drive and shit with one hand and shit.
Hey, Wanda, what Kadeem do? He had to get him hand off a mannequin. Hey, how you like?
Damn.
That nigga left nut falling down his leg and shit, rolled in the fucking gutter and shit. Go ahead, man.
This is Isaiah 30 and 20. It says, and though the Lord Yahweh will give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yea, should not thy teachers be removed in a corner anymore, but thy eyes should see thy teachers, and they seeing us now, and that is true. It's killing y'all. It's destroying y'all. It's tearing down all your strongholds. We didn't have to bring up no military guns to do this. This all the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh
Hey,
Shai.
Facebook quiet.
Exactly.
All the motherfuckers is
can't-
man. They don't
do
say
nothing with it.
shit. They
Exactly.
quiet as hell.
They just know, like, they know, man, and people are waking up, man, to this truth, knowing that we are the Hebrew Israelites, man, and we got a nation. We ain't just no fucking color. You know, and we ain't no damn African Americans, man. You now knowing that you getting put in your place, letting it be known that you are the devil you are. And you can't stop it. It's nothing you can do. You could try to do a little juke or a little dove, but it ain't gonna work, man. Cause guess what? The Lord gonna always smite your ass, man.
Real quick, this is Sirach 25 verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. We're living in some of the greatest times ever, man.
Hallelujah.
To see the end of Esau, Edom, and the rest of the Gentiles joined onto them, and the coming of our Lord, man. All right, the
That's
kingdom
one
to
of my
come.
favorite scriptures, brother. Hey, so we're enjoying it. We're actually alive.
Yeah.
To see, to witness the downfall of our enemy. He's literally falling right before our faces. So with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, all honor, and glory
To Yahweh Ba'Shem
Yahweh
Shai Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
Wa abba.
Abba.
Go back up one